What is up, everybody? This is Edward back video. Just doing a struggle live stream, daylight savings time. I'm glad it is finally staying up late. That is great. Anyway, I just wanted to do this public service announcement. Um, we got to put in that work a little bit on Sunday night, give y'all something to go to sleep on. So I'm looking at it's a woman I follow. I follow her for years on my main account, my Allen 100K Instagram account. Her name is Janice. I've seen her be in school, get a PhD. Jay Nice on the mic. Very, very, she's from Cameroon, light skin, very, I don't think she's mixed. I don't know. I don't think she's mixed. But very, very good woman. But but she has these kind of modern tendencies, and she's been here for so yeah. But sometimes she has these modern approaches towards things where you could tell she's trying to thread the needle a little bit, but she still wants to be on the womanist side. I'll say womanist and not feminist side of things. And this is what I'll say. She shared a post. It was of this dark skinned black woman. Keep in mind, this is a light skinned chick. This is a very light skinned chick. Dreads, all of that, Mayo's World, something like that, talking about Meghan Markle and the privilege of a white passing biracial woman, in which really calling Meghan Markle biracial is even a stretch because Meghan Markle is 1/4 black. Obama's 50-50. Meghan Markle is, so already we're talking about white passing, and they're talking about what the complexion of her black son is. Patrick Mahomes, I believe, is like 50-50. And I think, his kids, it's interesting just looking at this. Like, when you look at, like, with the Ball brothers' kids, because they'll be with white folks, most likely. Mahomes' kid, because he just had a kid recently. Now, Meghan Markle has a kid with Harry, and then this kid is considered black. I mean, obviously, to white folks, and they really pay attention to the royal bloodline in general, so that's going to be an extreme case. David Carroll talked about this. But one thing that gets on my fucking nerves, and I'm just going to say it like this, and this is what I would say to her if I was talking to her in person, is like, y'all got to stop playing both sides of the fence. There is no way to like straddle that blavity side the right way. For the most part, they're full of shit. And you have to kind of reject that wholesale. You can't just say, well, we're just going to say it in a nicer way. No, or I'm going to say it I'm a light skinned woman. So I'm going to say, let this dark skinned woman say it, and I'm going to say, you go, girl. No, fuck all that. The reality of the situation is, and I said this in the comment section, because there was one dude, and which I don't agree with, but he was trying to allude that colorism goes, but it's just some stupid shit. I'm like, if you're gonna give women this work, you got to make sure you give them this work from an educated standpoint. You can't be just saying goofy shit, thinking with your dick or thinking with your heart or whatever, because it just sounds stupid. Leave it to the fucking professionals. This is what the manosphere is for, quite frankly, and get gamed up. Because a lot of dudes will just bark back, and they like the dudes that bark back that don't know nothing, because it allows them to be in their fake outrage. So I said, look, because he was trying to act like, what does white passing even mean? Which I understand. Okay, you're young, you don't know, because white passing is an older term, and it's a term that's even older than us. White passing, that's the old term they used to use for, white black women that can pass for white. Because you had light-skinned black women, some of which, and not just black women, but black people that if they could get away with it, they would pass for white. Hold on one second. Make sure this thing don't lose energy. They would pass for white if they could get away with it. And it was a thing. It was a big thing. People forget about that. But so for those of you all don't know now, these are black people that literally could, be in white areas, and white people would think they're white. That's what white passing means. That's what it's beyond mulatto, actually. I actually could show you a picture of somebody. I actually got a picture. I can show you exact picture of somebody that is white passing. but does have that's black. But my point to this video, to not go too long, is really, you know, one thing about women that annoy me is they will try to hide shit. They're not forthcoming with information. If they can get away with hiding things, they will hide it. I know this woman is a very intelligent woman. She has a PhD and she talks about some of these issues. So I know you're smart. So I know you know. You know how black women overwhelmingly, and I'm not saying every black woman, shout out to women like the Sixth Goddess and probably um Chantel, Manice, and all that. Like, I understand it's not 100% every black female, but god damn it, it's more than like 70%. 7 out of 10 black women, over what you saw it in the social media push, they overwhelmingly annexed. And I'm going to call it just like that, annexed. We would call it claimed, but they annexed Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle has always, one thing you cannot say about Meghan Markle is you cannot say Meghan Markle plays both sides. Meghan Markle's first is only for the most part dated white men, even though she's got a black mother. Remember what Tariq Nasheed said. If you're gonna date them, you date them with the black fathers, not the black mothers. That her acting career has not been benefited from her being biracial, because when you act, you're either in the black category and non-black category, because they got to know where to put you, because they got to have you get with an audience. There's not a whole people of color audience, because now culture and certain ethnic groups are going to come in the mix. And what do you claim? What do you identify more with? So they don't like people, even I forget what her name is. The woman from I Think I Love My Wife, not Kerry Washington, but the other person in that show Suits. The main woman that was the main partner, she even said that, because she's Afro Latina, saying she had to claim black because that's how you get pushed. You can't just be like, I'm Afro Latina. That's not gonna work. They're not gonna do that. Hollywood's not gonna do that. You're gonna have to pick a side. Vin Diesel had the same issue. But this woman never has benefited from being black. She never was so black enough to where she could take black woman's roles, because it wouldn't be accepted that she was black. It just wouldn't. So her career was not helped by her being mixed. She's not like Sage Steele with Sage Steele. Okay, you can put her in a black woman card, even though she's mixed and she don't want to be black. She's not like that. Megan had to hold that. And I'm not, look, boo-hoo for her. I don't give a fuck, but I'm just stating facts are facts. Meghan Markle's always said she's biracial. She's always said she deals with both sides of who she is. She's always been transparent about that. Always, 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 always. She's not somebody that jumps back and forth when it convenes to her. So I get how people feel. Yes, I understand from a red pill standpoint. Yeah, she knew what she was getting married. She knew she was who she was marrying. She knew she's older than Harry, which a lot of people forget. So boo hoo to her. I don't give a fuck. As like, I get that. This is not caping for her, even though I knew her before she was famous. I knew who she was because that show that I watched, and she always seemed like an alright person. I don't think she's a bad person. It's kind of like a lot of people are playing these little political games, with it. And I'm like, at the end of the day, all you motherfuckers claimed her. All of you. And very few of y'all went out of y'all way to say she wasn't black. Y'all just kept your mouth shut. It's only a couple of y'all, even the ones that didn't claim her, that really went out of the way to kind of put the receipt out there that I'm not claiming that she's black. And my point is, you see this with Cardi B, you see this with everybody. Black, look, and I say this as a light-skinned black person. Y'all, like, black women do this more than black men. Y'all gotta stop claiming. If y'all gonna claim people, that y'all gonna have to hold that. That shit where y'all sit here and y'all want to annex people when they win it. Y'all did it with Kamala Harris. You do it today. Kamala's a perfect example. Now, Kamala looks more black than Meghan Markle, but Kamala has made obvious statements to tell you where she is. Kamala is a user. Kamala uses black womanhood for her benefit, even against other black women. She is not really for the sisterhood like that. She is a mulatto. She is for class warfare. She does not really give a fuck about black women like that. She really don't. But black women claim her, and no, you don't hear the back and forth conversation like you should when it comes to black women with this. All these women that want to talk about colorism, but that's always aimed at black men. That's never aimed at how black women facilitate that. One thing you have to do if you're going to be legit is you always have to ask, how do I or how does my group contribute to the bullshit we complain about? Like, seriously. And the problem is that, and you see that a little bit in the manosphere. And shout out to O'Shea for doing that video on what like Tom Brady. That's an excellent video. Excellent video, he said. Okay, I'll give Chrissy credit. I mean, that's her. Okay, James, I don't know why you listen to her like that, but fine. But look, okay, there's a couple of them. Yeah, that's her brand. I would hope she would say that. I would hope Chrissy would say that she's not black. I would hope. I would hope Rashida. But my point is, my main point is that most black women did it. Most black women influencers did it. Most black women overwhelmingly. I mean, you remember when it happened. Remember, it was just 2018, yo. I know it seems like it's a long time ago. I know it seems like that. But black women were like gushing the internet. Literally, that is what you call break the internet for real. The internet literally broke because black women were just wanting to have fucking parades and shit for the king and the prince. Like, they were gushing over it more than they're gushing over Kamala being vice president. We all know. We all remember it. And my thing is, if you're going to say something that's that significant, don't sit there and try to leave big pieces of it out so you can kind of, no, fuck that. Don't try to leave that out. I'm gonna be like, no, black women, the reason why the white media can project it the way they're projecting it as they are projecting it, because keep in mind, they're only doing this because it's a great story and it gets clicks. But they can play that angle as much as they can because black women accepted her as black like that. They wouldn't be able to pull that card if you had black women pushing back on that, and they don't push back on that because then it'll be, okay, well, you all weren't pushing back on that when he got married. You're the ones that told us. I mean, that's what they're going to use. And they would be absolutely right in saying that because that is the truth. And you don't just see this in Meghan Markle, because the reason why I mentioned Cardi B, or I'm mentioning her now, is because this woman, Janice, talked about women like Megan Thee Stallion. And I'm like, look, I get you just trying to tag somebody, but goddamn, like, you really want to make Megan Thee Stallion the arbiter of what being a black woman is? You couldn't mention a Marilyn Negra? Like, is that what we're doing now? And this is where, okay, you're a millennial, you may have a PhD, but you're a dumb bitch. Because for you to achieve as much as you've achieved, and then for you to project Megan Thee Stallion like as somebody that somebody should give a fuck about. Megan Thee Stallion has a lot of personal problems. It ain't because she's black, it's because who she is. Just like Iggy Azalea had a lot of personal problems. And you see where that ended up going. And we like to put these archetypes out here, and it's like, I don't know if black women don't really know who they want to be because they don't fight for it. And they'll be the main ones crying about, like, you all are the biggest enemies of your own image. For a woman of her stature that's a PhD to mention Megan Thee Stallion, it shows me that that's the culture that really leads you. You may have a PhD, you may not act like a hood rat, but you submit to hood ratism to the point where yeah, like, goddamn. I'm like, are you fucking serious? And then these are the same, and this is the same shit as to why Cardi B got to where she got to. Black women, and I mean, you saw how Cardi B was accepted in Africa. Like, at the end of the day, black women are the only ones really fucking confused. This idea, and see, project, and the point wasn't about colorism on black men. I'm just saying, this idea that black men are the ones promoting colorism, man, we just fucking these bitches. And whoever's got their legs open and look good can get it. That's what it is. That's really as complicated as it gets, and then some dudes have their preferences. Black women are ones that are playing this kind of pseudo political game that they always end up looking fucking stupid, and then they want to sit here and cry colorism. Meghan Markle is not, that's not a colorism situation, because at the end of the day, you all cannot cry colorism if you are gonna annex people you annex, you can't cry colorism on. You just can't. You just need to shut the fuck up. It's really that simple. Meghan Markle has never claimed black women like that. I mean, she's never tried to do that. And again, so my point is, again, it becomes very disingenuous. It becomes disingenuous as hell. And this is why black men, for the most part, unless they're simping or unless they're fucking pandering to black women, don't take that shit seriously. This is why, like, remember, Chrissy is out here talking about somebody ain't black, but she's sitting here gushing. Shout out to Jessica X. Remember, she's got a big issue with Jessica X, but she's gushing over a white boy. And this is the thing black women don't like to harness. It's kind of like, okay, you all, if you have kids with a white dude, you can still claim colorism, but you're creating the situation. That's y'all's problem. Because the thing is, black men never acted like we were holier than now. That's something that you all try to project on us to hide your own shit. The reality is, black women are way more colorist than black men are. Because black women are biologically wired to sexually compete in that way. Black men have to tangibly sexually compete with our accomplishments. Unless you got dumb bitches that like to fuck unaccomplished niggas, in which you get what you get in your life. And regardless of how much people want to cry about it and try to get a redo, no, there is no redo. Whores don't get second chances. Yeah, Vivica A. Fox is a dumb bitch. She's always been a dumb bitch. The only reason why Vivica A. Fox matters, Vivica A. Fox is not even a great actress. The only reason why let me be very clear here, and I'm not saying this. I didn't have an issue. I remember Independence Day when it first came out. I was 9 years old. I have memories of that. But let's call it, my first image of Vivica A. Fox was in a strip club. Vivica A. Fox was like one of the original stripper bitches. She has a body. Without her body, nobody gives a fuck. And as she's gotten bigger and hit the wall, nobody gives a fuck. That's it. Her opinion is irrelevant. Her body is the only reason anybody cared. Her body, and then she had some black men in the industry that looked out. That's it. That put black women on. That's it. Period. She's not the type of person a white man would put on. Same thing with Lisa Ray. That's it. That's all. And then you got to remember, back then, light skin was more promoted, because remember, that was in the mid 90s, that was the early 90s when those careers kind of came up. So you're still in a very like colorist zone where black people were at. And now when I say black people were at, I'm talking about black women. Because see, the problem with a lot of this bullshit is black women like to pretend they're not colorists. Like that shit is something, they like to use colorism as like a form of racism that's projected on them within a community, because this allows them to further separate themselves from black men and be their own group. Remember what Goldman Sachs just did trying to gas up black women's 10 billion. This is one of the things about being pro-black that gets on my nerves when a lot of these dudes try to ignore that. I'm like, look, we're either in this together or we're not. If we're not in this together, let me know. I'm going to win my own way. I'm not going to invest. You need black men to invest. Black women invest in their own groups and shit, and they get fucking nowhere as a group, because that's not what other women do, and that's not what it takes to actually amplify their own shit. They don't understand this. But going back to, because they do dumb shit like what you see now. This make, and David Carroll did say it. I listened to the rest of the video. This should be actually a follow-up. See, I only listened to the first 6 minutes of David Carroll's video. Then I made that video because I wanted to be fresh. And he ended up further explaining it, but like I knew he would. But he was talking about how leveling up is a myth, how he knew it was a myth, but this is just the gold truth that it's a myth. It's an absolute myth. He was talking about how black women like to say white men protect them, but if he was a protector, he would never let her go into that palace in the first place, because he knew that his family didn't like her like that. He knew what was up. He knew they knew what was up. The only reason why they're saving face is because they're the royal family. They have a lot long-term play to protect, because you got to remember they're a reflection of the United Kingdom as well. And the United Kingdom is a lot more mentioned than it used to be. So and then you got to look at the United Kingdom still needs to try to put together their commonwealths. They know the game. And so he's saying if a woman like Meghan Markle is having this tough of a time, talk about suicide and shit, she was thinking about it, then goddamn it, these other black women, you know they're bullshitting for the most part. Unless you like a 8 and up, that gets you in the door. You know these chicks are 7 and belows ain't getting no white men. That's bullshit. Not no dude that ain't like what Lonnie Love got. There ain't nobody to sneeze at. You're dating down. Shout out to O'Shea too, who talked about all the women. Everybody knows Stacey Dash is very attractive. Even now, she's very attractive as old as she is. But what? Stacey Dash dated down with all the white dudes. If you compare the black men she dated and the white men she dated down economically and in every metric. She dated down. Again, like you all are not leveling up. You all are just jumping races, and people can say, well, black men claim, look, black, number one, black, even if a black man is dating a fat bitch, understand a white bitch, understand a black man with that same black man most likely would date a fat black bitch. So these dudes are doing what they want to do and they're cool with it. So it becomes this little tit for tat bullshit. But getting back on topic, I get annoyed when I see black, like people want to have this selective memory. You literally annexed her. I remember because we all talked about it in the manosphere. All black women gushing over it, and then these chicks want to sit. Then people want to sit here later and like cry colorism. No, that chick never claimed you. You claimed her. It's kind of like Osaka a little bit too. Like, let's just be real. Y'all claiming, really, honestly, I don't even know why y'all even get around Osaka like that. Osaka's half Haitian, half Japanese. She's not Ado. She don't claim you. She don't claim you. You got a couple of other, you got Coco. Claim her. She's kicking ass and she's younger. I'm not hating on Osaka. I'm for, team women of color getting into tennis in first place. But if I gotta choose between Osaka and Coco, I'm gonna support Coco. And that should be no choice. That should be no question. But with black women, they want to have it all because they want to feel included. And part of that is a woman thing. I get that social. It's like certain biological imperatives. But this is why you all are not leaders. This is why you all don't lead. Because when you lead, you all will give away the store for inclusion. Which means you will always have people in a submissive position. This is why the society likes promoting you over everybody else, over your men, because they know they don't got to worry about you competing with shit. You're going to compete within the controls they tell you, meaning you're going to do what they tell you to do. Anyway, that's my little statement on it. This ain't about to be no 2-hour shit. What's up, Scott? What's up, Kildeuce? What's up, Rocco Killer, Jane Smith? Mr. Edward High, CJM, Shane Vicious. Exactly, Shane. She is a white chick with a tan. I wouldn't consider Megan black. I would say, okay, she got a little black in her, cool. But I wouldn't say she's black. I wouldn't even say that. Because technically her mom is mixed too. Don't let them fucking fool you. Her mom suffers like Sage Steele did. That almost shit. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. But no, and I'm not mad at Megan. Like, I like the show. I like the show. But make no mistake, I wouldn't even to say, here's the rule I always give. If any black man, if fucking Michael B. Jordan showed up with a younger Meghan Markle, you're gonna call him a colorist and say he don't like black women. So by that damn definition, the definition black women set, you all shouldn't be claiming her as black. Cause y'all said that they had an issue with who Tyrese claimed. Now that relationship is over. And see, this is the confusion that black women have. This is independent of black men. This is your problem. And like I said, you have women like the cis guy. You have women that will call this out. Like, they will call this out. They will. But that is rare. Like, she's like a 1 in 10 person, if that. My bad. If that. What's up, Black Mind? I like Meghan Markle. Hope she doesn't end up in a car accident. Look, man, Meghan Markle knew. Look, as far as I like Meghan Markle too, But because, like I said, I go way back with her even before she was famous, like nationally famous with that show. But understand something, Meghan Markle knew who the fuck she was dealing with. She knew what she was getting into, and quite frankly, O'Shea is right about a lot of what the benefits of what she got. This is a 39. This was a 30, like 5, 36, 37-year old divorced woman, which fine. She ain't had no kids, so fine. And I mean, she was past her prime. Like she knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. And it ain't, and you know, you can say, look, I'll give a lot more empathy to Princess Diana because Princess Diana did a lot of shit too. She put herself out there. Meghan ain't really did that. So to compare her to Diana is bullshit, in my opinion. That's bullshit. Chrissy said she wasn't black. Well, of course, Chrissy got a blood feud with light skin. You know, Chrissy done lost a lot of dudes to light skinned chicks. You know she has. So she got a blood feud. So I know she gonna say it. I agree she was called Black Princess. Yeah, and a lot of that, yes. And black women, and nobody called black women out on that. And quite frankly, David Carroll is right by saying for people to not hammer black women on that, like that, I mean, I'm not gonna do it. Cause I'm just not, cause I know they full of shit. But I'm just saying. And some dudes are, but this, like, people act like black women be really out here thinking just because people don't say nothing, don't call them out on shit, that means they got away with shit. No, it's just nobody gives a fuck about you enough to really check you like that all the time. It's like dealing with somebody that's mentally ill. They're mentally ill. Let them be, let them be that. It's sometimes at some point it's no longer a story. Yep, it was the news saying Meghan Markle was a dream come true. Yeah, and black women they catered to that because they knew what the analytics they were getting from that. Because a lot of black women look understand when you look at the swirl community, this is not true for just nationally. This is internationally too. Black women live vicariously through other black women and get white men. It's like a way of them reading a romance novel. It's fucking sad, it's fucking pathetic, but it is what it is. And it's, I'm not gonna act like some dudes don't do that in the dating coach industry as well. As far as they live vicariously through these dreams that they're sold by some of these niggas, and that is pathetic as well. But that's what happens. And like these women look goofy as hell. Megan just won a Grammy. Oh God. How did she? Whatever. I don't even want to comment. No comment on that. I'm no comment on that because I don't care. I'm not really in hip hop right now. I listen to some a little bit, but like I stopped really listening to hip hop. Like 2016 is like when I listen to hip hop, but when I'm talking about I'm in it where I know everybody in it, like producers, rappers. I'm not in it like that. So whatever. That's yeah, different generation. Exactly, Jersey Hammer. They are. And that's black women that do that. Black men don't do that. Like you take Dak Prescott, Mahomes, yeah, those are wins for technically more quarterback. You don't see black men going out of their way, like you don't see that. You don't see that. That's something black women do because again, y'all, that's a form of sexual politicking. Black women are always I want y'all to understand this. I hate to say this because I got respect for network marketers, but I know you all emotionally gravitate to what I'm gonna say very quickly. You all know what the reputation in multi-level marketing, network marketing, multi-level marketers have. Did they always throwing their shit at you? You know it. You and I are gonna argue with me because I know a lot of y'all emotionally buy into it. That's fine. That's how black women. That's how women are in general. That's how black women are, in particular when it comes to sexual politicking. They are always throwing out their potion, lotion, or pill. They're always trying to get you to accept their room, accept the hire. Even like for example, Jason Black. There's a like I'm there's a post that came up, and like I said, I've been ignoring a lot of his stuff because I'm trying to get him out of my algorithm a little bit. Because like I said, he can stay over there with taking shots at the manosphere. But he was talking about Donovan Sharp, and I'm talking about the black manosphere. I don't give a fuck if he talks about white manosphere, really. But Donovan Sharp, I guess, said something, talking about his experience with his mom, and this is why you don't date black women. And it's funny because people say, well, did your mother hurt you? You must hate your mother. Well, yeah, Donovan does have issues with his mom. So he's very transparent about it, when it comes up. And basically, Jason Black was alluding to him, talking about baboon, blah, blah, blah. Like he just it got all this outrage because you're for the white man talking about you don't date black women. Which look, man, I'm not gonna say it's the best look. Look, but at the end of the day, Donovan doesn't care, and Donovan has built enough of a black audience that you ain't really gonna touch him. Because there's a lot of black people that identify what the fuck he's talking about. So whatever. But it's that you want to get outraged. Like Donovan is not pro-black in that way. He's not. So you're not going to be able to supersede and put those rules onto him. Everybody does not have to be super pro black like you talking about. Everybody's not going to be like that. And you still going to have to work with some of these people because a lot of it, like when he interviewed Don Peoples talks a lot of pro-black shit. But make no mistake, he's not mixing in with you niggas like that. He'll deal with you when it comes to economics, but it's very clear where he and his family genetics are going. Now, what do? Do you throw his money and his resources away? Or do you understand, especially when he's not making money off of black people like that, or you still deal with it? That's the thing a lot of these niggas gonna have to understand. But he wanted to, oh, well, I can't believe you said that, blah, blah. You know how Jason Black is with that. So, a lot of curse words, a lot of harsh language. And then you had black women under it, which is like, yeah, thanks, King. Thanks, we got to stick together. And it's like, and the thing is, you can literally hear, like, black women love to be on social media gassing niggas up in order to sexual politic. We know majority of black women are pro-black because for sexual politicking reasons. Not that they actually give a fuck about it. They give a fuck about a black community as to what it can do for them. And this is true because if you start asking them to sacrifice some shit, ask me what black women have sacrificed for a quote-unquote black community for black men. I can give you a larger list of shit black men have done. You can't give me probably like two things black women do. We have your children. That doesn't count. Every bitch does that irregardless of race. That doesn't matter. That's a choice. And with abortion, that damn sure is a choice. And then when you look at the fact that black women get more abortions than anybody else, so get the fuck out of here with that. Other than that, they don't make no sacrifices. So it's all about what they can do for them. And you always have to perceive it from that angle. And so when they said, yeah, King, when a dude is throwing another black man under the bus over some, it is what it is. You already know what's going to come in those comment sections. It's really not that much different. See, when people talk about, oh, well, look at what Donovan's doing, having a mainly white audience, that's not that different from having a mainly black female audience. They actually operate in similar patterns. They just have different triggers. Anyway. I don't take nothing she said seriously anyway. Literally said you can make the same mixed kids you and other. I'm trying to say, Chrissy has literally said that you can make the same mixed kids you and other blah, blah, blah black women hate when they are grown and it doesn't matter. I'm thinking you're assuming diaspora black women. Imagine making a magazine about diaspora black women by advocating for dating out. Yeah, and what it shows, and see, that says everything. Like the fact that these women don't even talk about intercultural dating like that. They don't even talk about dating other black men of other cultures. That tells you everything you need to fucking know. That tells you it's not just those black men and what we do. They gotta like I said again. It goes back to a lot of black men don't give a fuck. They just don't. They don't give a fuck about what these chicks are talking. These chicks are saying the same thing in cycles now. We know they're on some dumb shit. The record is out there. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm more geared to pointing you to empowering other dudes and pointing you to women that's got some fucking sense and fuck the rest of them. But arguing with them is irrelevant because, quite frankly, if you're a woman and you're attracted to the shit that Chrissy and them say, you deserve what you get. You deserve to have your time wasted because that's all you're doing. Listening to them is wasting your time. And so 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, 5 years go by. And then this bitch, because remember, Chrissy's like 35, 36 now. Like Chrissy will be on YouTube at 40 years old and it's going to be a history. Like I'm telling you, I'll be 34. I'll be 30, 8? Look, by the time Chrissy's 40, you're going to get a real good history. You'll be like, this bitch wasted her entire 20s on one nigga, and then she wasted her entire 30s basically bitching on YouTube about it. Well, I mean, one thing you need to understand too is even if you're a swirler by claiming Meghan Markle, I said that shit will blow up in their faces, and it did. Because what white people see is you don't fuck with none of them because these are the problems they create. What white people also see is that black woman, that mixed woman that looks more black, and how that white dude is disrespected. That like her father, that's what they see. And same thing with Stacey Dash. That's what they see. So, you know, whatever. T3, haha, look at the vast difference between Meghan Markle and Megan Thee Stallion. Black women claim they're both. Exactly. What's up, Sir Anthony? What's up to Don Juan? What's up, Captain Cisco? Don Juan, Edward, keep up the great work, brother. Jason Black never sat right with me. I don't know what is about him, but he always seemed off to me. My thing is, I'm gonna call balls and strikes. You know, people like to say I can respect some of the content you put out, but like the person behind what you doing, it's like goddamn, man. I can respect the points, but still be like some of the way you moving. Because my thing at the end of the day, you're not gonna shut us down. Whether it's Donovan, whether it's the Manosphere, all that shit is just an exercise and a waste of time. And like I said, what I really think he's trying to low key do is separate his audience. It's like anybody that fucks with us don't fuck with him. He just ain't outright said it like that yet. Oh, dark skinned black women, but diaspora is another. Oh, okay. Whoa. What did she say? Now I'm gonna go back to what you said. She said because all of that is sexual politicking. She does run Harry. I mean, no, not everybody. Chrissy hasn't shown her face. We don't know if those pictures just put out is her, which I could believe they are. But my thing about it is, at the end of the day, it's the same thing with Kamala Harris. Black women keep doing the same thing. This kind of goes back to the second part of the first video I did with David Carroll. Black women do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. It is literally the definition of insanity. Some of them will go peel off and wake up from it, but for the most part, they don't. So at the end of the day, man, engaging with trying to instill logic in them is pretty much like going into a mental institution and trying to talk to people logically. You're fucking, at some point, you're fucking dumb for even doing that. For even believing you could do that, there's something wrong with you. Like, and so what it is they get egg on their face. And then, like, yeah, because he was right. They didn't touch the interview. They're not going to touch the interview. But the thing is, just because they don't touch the interview doesn't mean nobody saw it. Everybody sees it. Everybody sees it. Like, when black women are really out here, really believing that they got this, like, it's like somebody, the emperor with no clothes, really out here believing that people don't see their shit. People just don't care to call you out on it all the time because a lot of times you all will react violently to it. So motherfuckers just don't care. They'll just let you lose in peace. And that's not even great because when people start getting invested in giving you a false reality based on your feelings, it's really over at that point. Because you're gonna end up, by the time you kind of wake up from that, it's really been too late. Like it's been too late by the time that happens. Anyway, that's just what I wanted to put that out there. Appreciate the super chats from y'all. I ain't wanna. This ain't gonna be too long. I just wanted to put that out there. So anyway, with that being said, this is Edward signing off. Peace.